This is a packing seal replacement video for the Emperor Platinum series. The tools you will need for this repair include an impact wrench, a 6mm hex, 2 pry bars, a torque wrench, a soft rubber mallet, a hook tool, a round head tool, a ratchet, an 8mm socket, silicone lubricant, 2 M8 by 1.25mm positioning pins, a slide hammer part number F26019400, a 22mm collet part number 2609350, a 22mm low pressure seal insertion tool part number 660271, and a low pressure seal pusher tool part number 660272. Use an impact wrench with a 6mm hex to remove the 8-manifold retaining bolts. Use a soft rubber mallet to separate the manifold from the crankcase. Use 2 pry bars to further separate the manifold from the crankcase. Pull the manifold off the crankcase. With a 22mm collet attached to the slide hammer, insert the collet into the manifold and remove the retainer. Remove the high-pressure seal. Use a round head tool to remove the low-pressure seal from the retainer. Also remove the O-ring from the retainer. Inspect all components and replace as necessary. Inspect the manifold packing bore for pitting, cracking, or other damage, and replace the manifold if necessary. Apply silicone lubricant to the high-pressure seal. Insert the high-pressure head ring spring side down into the manifold packing bore. Place the low-pressure seal installation tool on top of the low-pressure seal retainer. Insert the low-pressure seal, spring side down, into the low-pressure seal installation tool. Use the pusher tool to properly seat the low-pressure seal. Install the packing retainer O-ring onto the packing retainer. Insert the packing retainer into the manifold packing bore. Use a 6mm socket to remove the plunger bolt. Remove the plunger. Inspect the components. Look closely at the plunger for pitting, cracking, or other damage, and replace if necessary. Always replace the plunger bolt seal ring. Insert the plunger back onto the guide. Place the new seal ring onto the plunger bolt. Thread the plunger bolt. Use a torque wrench with an 8mm socket and tighten to the specifications. Install the low-pressure seal retaining washer, step side toward the crankcase, over the plunger bolt. Thread the 2 positioning pins into the top 2 outer threads. Apply silicone lubricant onto the surface of the low-pressure seal in the manifold packing bore. Install the manifold until it is fully seated back onto the crankcase. Thread 6 of the manifold retaining bolts into the open threads. Use a 6mm hex to tighten each of the bolts in the proper order as shown in the diagram. Remove the 2 support pins. Thread the last 2 manifold retaining bolts. Use a torque wrench with a 6mm hex and tighten the bolts to the proper specifications.